Hey guys, welcome back to Clean Home, Calm Mind. My name is Michelle and today's video is part 2 of my spring declutter series, I guess. It's really just a two-part thing. Last week's video was a closet declutter and organize, and so today is the kitchen. So first I'm just going to take you through the kitchen and show you kind of where everything is, just so you can kind of get a feel for everything. Really most of this is just getting rid of old stuff that's trash or things I just don't need. And a lot of it is rearranging it to make it make a lot more sense and just function better for me as I cook and my family as we're trying to just, live our lives and eat. So a lot of it's just reorganizing. And one thing I will say, which I'm kind of proud of this fact, and if you go back and watch last week's video, you'll see it there too, that I was actually able to declutter and organize my kitchen and my closet without purchasing any new organizing products. Like you can go out and buy all that good stuff, spend a ton of money, but I chose to wait on it. There are a few things I could buy to make it function a little bit better. For instance, the spice drawer, you'll see that later. But I decided to wait because I didn't want to go out and spend a bunch of money for things I wasn't sure would work. So now I know what I do need and what will work better for me. So that's just a tip. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy a ton of stuff to organize with. For instance, these baskets that you see in our medicine cabinet, those were like 97 cents at Walmart. And so you don't need the fancy expensive stuff for it to work. So yeah, I think that's really cool. So the main thing I'm doing here, you see we have a ton of really small plates, which we don't use very often, so we don't need as many. So I'm going through and I'm just keeping the blue ones, and I'm gonna get rid of everything else. I actually end up giving them to neighbors, so somebody else is getting some good use out of them. But in general, that's really all I'm doing here. We don't use all these plates. There's only 4 of us. We don't need that many, so I'm just gonna get rid of a bunch of them. And then you'll see up at the top, there's a couple lunch boxes, which my kids don't really use lunch boxes that much. They don't pack their lunches that often, although they'd like to. It's much easier for them to eat at school. But I do end up keeping them just in case, because you never know. So they're just gonna stay up there at the top. Something else I like to do is I have this little basket here. You can see it. It's a little green basket on the counter, and it says utensils on it. So that's kitchen utensils that I want to keep, but that I don't use that often, so they're not out on my countertops like a lot of my other cooking utensils. They're away, put up so that they're not taking up a ton of space, and I can just pull it out and grab what I need out of there.
I'm waiting for all of this now. I think
So I will say that one thing I did before I started this whole project was I did a lot of planning in my head beforehand. So I kind of had an idea of where I wanted everything to go and how I thought it would function better before I even got started. So this drawer here, it had containers with like sandwich bags or like the big gallon Ziploc bags, straws, extra forks from parties and things like that. What I've decided to do is turn it into a spice drawer. I was having a lot of trouble with the spice racks that I put up in the cabinet, and I think I have a video on when I did that. They're okay. They're very affordable, but they were not very sturdy. So my spices kept getting knocked over and it was just driving me insane. I couldn't really see all the spices even though they were stacked. So I decided to move it to the drawer where I could actually see everything. I actually ended up a few days later going in and alphabetizing all the spices, but I have not yet gotten the spice drawer organizer like I've been planning to. That's coming in the future. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I much prefer the spice drawer. It makes much more sense for me. So like I've said before, if something's not working for you, don't be afraid to change it. It is a little bit hard to get used to at first, even with my family. But we all figure it out eventually. And then it's like you kind of have a hard time remembering what it was like even before. So I'm moving all of my sugar, powdered sugar, all that stuff, like baking stuff, to this cabinet to get it out of the corner cabinet because once again, the corner cabinets are just hard for me in general. Like they just don't make any sense to me for organizing purposes anyway. So I'm moving as much as I can out of there to help it, flow better in our kitchen.
Time, walls of paint that spells out your name. Yeah. You said you had to change your heart, that Albany just left you all the same. I could see enough to know you better up, and sometimes it hits you when it's gone. And all night I stare into that same light, reinventing our life. I wonder where we'd be if nothing would have changed, if we'd have stayed the same.
Another thing that I really wanted to get done today was to move all of our extra water bottles out of the cabinet above our microwave. A lot of them belong to my kids, and so it really didn't make any sense to have them all up here where they really couldn't reach them that well. So I ended up moving it to I don't even know what you call it. I guess the Lazy Susan at the corner at the bottom. So it's accessible to everyone. You can see all the water bottles that we have because they're able to be spread out more. So that just made a lot more sense. So up here is where I put the extra cooking utensils since I'm the one that uses those the most. And I end up putting a few other things up here. I think maybe oils and things like that.
If nothing would have changed, we'd have stayed the same. Never killed the flame. We'll be hold our ground.
So just real quick, I wanted to show you this dresser over here where we keep some other food items. This is where we keep coffee and teas. Over here is snacks, which are semi-organized, but I'm going to go through these and it's going to be a little bit different, but you probably won't see too much of that. And this drawer here is where we keep the Tupperware, and it's okay, but I think it would make more sense to have it closer to the food where we cook and where we're going to put everything up. So I do end up moving it, and I'm loving where it is now. It makes way more sense to us.
Do you remember how we used to sit in the vines?
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You said my world on fire. You're my heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I don't know what I'd do without you. You make me smile, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the snow, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire.
So my smaller kitchen appliances were in that corner cabinet, but once again, they were kind of getting shoved to the back and I couldn't really see what I had. So I ended up clearing out some space above our cups and moving all of those smaller appliances like can openers, mixers and things like that. I ended up moving it over here and it is working way better for me. I can actually see what I have and they're not getting lost in the shuffle.
You set my world on fire. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just want you, I just need you. I don't know what it is you do. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold.
So I think this cabinet or this type of cabinet is what they call a blind cabinet, and I can see why, because things are constantly getting just shoved in the back and I never know what I have back there. So I'm cleaning all of that out and I'm actually going to put my larger kitchen appliances in there. My crock pot was already in there, but I have like an air fryer and a rice steamer. So all of that's going to get moved because since they're so big, I'll still be able to see them even if they're kind of in the back. And I will tell you that this shelf gave me so much grief down here. I probably cut out a good 5 minutes of me just struggling to death with it. But I do eventually move it. I had to move it up to fit my other appliances in there, and I was just going to put my griddle on top, so I didn't need a whole lot of extra space up there. But anyway, I was able to get it, and the bigger appliances are so convenient here in this spot because that's where I end up putting them anyway, and I can get them off of that Lazy Susan to make some more room for other stuff.
Come to the mountain while taking in the view. You will find that life is greater than you knew. When you go through the storm, I will hold you, keep you warm. When you stay in the night, I will shelter, I will fight, I will fight. Oh. You're broken and you're shattered at the point of no return. You pick up the pieces and you let the bridges burn. So come to the water, you're sailing with the breeze. Take a step into the river where you will find peace. When you go through the storm, I will hold you, keep you warm. When you stay in the night, I will shelter, I will fight. Oh yeah, I will fight. When you go through the storm.
So you can see here my little our little puppy Votto. He's named after Joey Votto, the first baseman for the Cincinnati Reds. And he's really little and super cute and very, very curious. So you will see him a lot in my videos. You'll probably see our other dog. She's another Yorkie, our dog Clover. You see her a lot, but she's not nearly as curious. Actually, I think when I start cleaning, she kind of just runs the other direction because she would rather just chill out and relax. And if I'm not doing that, then she's as far away from me as possible pretty much. But Votto likes to be in the action. He likes to see what I'm doing. So that's our little guy. He's really cute.
Into the river and get down on your knees.
Waking up, feeling the taste of our fight last night. Breaking up, making a mess of an all good life. And now that you're gone, I'm thinking about old times. I've waited so long for this to be over. And now that I'm free from all the chains you've kept me in, I'll be okay. Now that I've found the only way to get myself home again.
This cabinet is another area where we keep snacks. I try to keep the snacks as accessible as possible to our kids, but since we don't have a pantry, that makes it really difficult, and it's really just kind of figuring out the best place to put them, even though there's really not a great place to put everything. So some of the stuff does stay here, but I try to make it, I actually end up cleaning out a drawer. As you'll see, the Tupperware, I moved that out of there and put it in another cabinet. So I'm able to clean out another drawer where I can put snacks instead. So you'll see that in a little bit. I try to move as many snacks there as I can, but once again, not everything fits. So it's kind of, you just kind of have to figure out where everything is on your own at this point.
I'm thinking about old times. I've waited so long for this to be over. And now that I'm free from all the chains you've kept me in, I'll be okay. Now that I've found the only way to get myself home again, I'll be okay. I'll let you know I'll be alright. Now that I've found the only way to get myself home again.
This metal drawer was here when we moved in. We did not install this. I probably wouldn't have if it was up to me, but since it's already here, I'm just gonna do my best with it. So it does take a little bit of shuffling for me to figure out the best way for this to be used for me. My guess is that it's for like pans and things like that, but I could not get it to work. It wasn't really making much sense, but I did end up figuring it out. It just took a little bit, like I said, a little bit of shuffling. So I ended up keeping my pots on one side, and I tried putting my frying pans, but they just kept falling down. So it really wasn't helping me out at all. So I just put the lids there because I didn't take it up a ton of room, and they were actually able to slide down into the little, areas down there. And then I ended up putting my frying pans on the shelves above it, and it really worked out really, really well. So I'm happy with how that turned out.
You know I'll be alright. Now that I've found the only way to get myself home again, I'll be okay.
It's been 4 weeks since you called, and I've been waiting here for you all along. I've been waiting here for you all along.
This drawer right here has definitely been deemed our junk drawer, and I've tried a couple of times to organize it and clean it out, and it works for a little bit, but even with these little organizers, it was just like things just got thrown in there into whichever organizer people felt like. So I'm actually going to clear it out and move the junk drawer to another place. And so all of the baggies that I had and the straws and the forks, like plastic forks and all that, they end up getting moved to this drawer, and it actually makes way more sense. So like I said, it's just a lot of shuffling around, but everything, it just is working way better now. So I'm just going to go through all of these little containers and clear them out, throw away what we don't need, and then reorganize them so that they make a little bit more sense. And then I'll show you where I end up putting the junk drawer.
Hold you close, say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. It's been so cold without you here. We barely said goodbye before you disappeared. It's been so cold without you here. I'm not gonna lie, don't know what I'd do without you. Maybe we could try to figure out a way to put our past aside. I've realized I only want you. I hope it's not too late. I want you back here with me. We never should have said it's better this way. I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me. Say that you won't go. I can't cope without you, and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go. 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 I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me. Say that you won't go. I can't cope without you, and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go.
I ended up moving the trash bags from the drawer by the sink over here where they're closer to the trash can, so I feel like that just works a lot better. And I love putting organizers in drawers. I like to be able to see how they fit. It's kind of like a game, so that's always fun, and it feels really good when you can kind of put the last piece in just like a puzzle.
Still got your pearls hanging by my bedside. Still got your lips on paper in a trash now. I never knew love could be so sweet. I never knew it would sting. I never knew.
If your family is anything like ours, then you probably also have bags within bags within bags from grocery trips. I'm trying not to use so many plastic grocery bags, but sometimes when you're just running out to the store, it's a little bit inevitable. And I try not to keep too many in my house, but I do like to have them for certain things. So I've decided to fold them up nice and neat so they'll fit in this little bin that I can put under the sink, because before they were just sort of shoved in there and taking up a ton of room, and they would fall out and get stuck on things, which was just driving me crazy. So like I said, I'm just gonna fold them up and then stick them back under the sink. Under the sink, I didn't even really touch this time. I did a video a while back, which I'll try to have linked down below if I remember. It's probably from close to a year ago, where I went under the sink and cleaned it out and organized it, and it's been working really well ever since, so I haven't really had to do anything there. So if you're interested in that video, then be sure to check it out.
sure you realize what you are giving up. When did you fall right out of love?
Okay, so here's everything that I'm getting rid of, minus the bowl that just goes there. I put my fruit in it typically, but we don't have any. This is trash, it's old. So just mostly pots, pans, old appliances, and some dishes that I don't need anymore. So feels good to get rid of some stuff.
Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. It will kill me when you leave and close my door.
Now that everything is all organized and put away, it's time to clean up the kitchen so I can go to bed because it is actually getting kind of late on this day, and I spent most of the day cleaning and organizing, so I'm pretty tired and I'm ready for it to be all over.
Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I feel. It will kill me when you leave and close my door. Oh, Emily.
No need to look back, this too shall pass. I want you to stay around.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick overview of where everything now is. So this is pretty much the same. I've just pared down the plates a little bit, and there's more, but they're in the dishwasher, so we do have a few more bowls and plates than that, but I've pared it down quite a bit, so that's much better. And then over here we've got our cups, and then these are appliances that I use fairly often that I wanted to have within easy reach. And then up here we have our gigantic thing of aluminum foil. And so I moved our Tupperware here to make room over in the other dresser thing for snacks. And so our big mixing bowls and other like Tupperwares up here, plus our little measuring cup, and then other mixing bowls up there. And as you saw, I moved our spices down to a drawer and made some room for, like, you know, the powdered sugar, all the kind of that baking stuff, and then some other stuff that I used to cook with. And then I put like mixes and yeast in this little thing, and then that didn't change. It's just cookie cutters and sprinkles and stuff like that. So down here is the spices, and yes, I am gonna get one of those like spice drawer things that hopefully comes with the little spice canisters. There's so many, I have so many repeats that really I just need to go through it, and then I will probably alphabetize it, but I just haven't gotten to that yet. So I kind of just got rid of the junk drawer altogether for the most part, but I kept this used to be over where the spices are, but I just moved it over here, and then I kept our pens and a few other writing utensils in here, wax paper, batteries, you know, bags, straws, all that good stuff. And then this didn't change, it's just our silverware, but I probably could use a good clean out. I just didn't get to it today. Let's see. So I've got pans back, or what do you call those back there? Yeah, I guess they're just frying pans. Colander, and then the lids back there. I kept our pans here, and we've got a random popcorn bucket back there. Some little saucepans back here, and then our 2 glass cookware things. Our larger appliances I moved over here. They were in the corner cabinet, but I felt like they were really just too heavy, and I felt like it was gonna break. So we've got our griddle right here, some large Tupperware containers, blender, potato peeler, air fryer, rice cooker, and of course our slow cooker. And then above the stove, extra utensils. This is like a a baking, you roll it out for when you bake, and you can put like dough and roll it out on there. Oils and some syrups that I couldn't really fit anywhere else, so that's where they ended up. This used to be mostly snacks. It still is, just because it wasn't really feasible to put it all in the dresser over there. But typically this has like cereal, but right now it has Cheez-Its and pretzels and all that. So then I moved some stuff from the cabinet over here just to make more room. So crackers, pastas, our little Crystal Light things, ramen noodles, all that. Oh, and up there is like extra pastas and things that can't really fit anywhere else. Not having a pantry is such a hassle, but I'm trying to figure it out. So this didn't really change much. There was like a little container back here, but it was so difficult to get to that I just decided to remove it. So unfortunately, it's kind of like dead space back there, but it's kind of inconvenient anyway, so. Yeah, sauces and peanut butter, canned goods, other stuff, and then like beans and things up there. So this didn't change. I did add koozies back here, but this is just like our pot holders and things like that. Down there's dog food. I didn't even touch that at all. So down here, I kept like platters here, and I moved water bottles and things. I wanted it to be easy for our kids to reach because they were up above the stove, but like the kids couldn't reach it, and most of these are theirs. So I wanted to make sure that it was in a place that was easily accessible for them. So I moved those down there. These drawers didn't really change. I did move some things out of here. So this is just like extra sink stuff. So a little thing to put sponges on, a brush. This goes over the sink to dry, and then stoppers. This didn't really change. It's our mugs, all of our Skyline, and some placemats up there. That didn't change, besides fixing the plastic bag storage. Didn't touch that. And then over here, so I moved all of the Tupperware lids out of here. Trash bags. And this is kind of turned into the junk drawer mostly. I just didn't really know what else to do with it, but I think it turned out pretty well. And then more snacks over here. So, oh, and down here, I didn't show it earlier, but I'll go ahead and show you now. We have a giant bag of rice that doesn't really fit anywhere, so it came from Costco, and this lasts us forever, but it's in there. And then here is, well, I actually did not know these were in here, but they are. So paper bags, apparently. I remember now. We were gonna use these to make snowflakes and then never got around to it, but then I've got like my Christmas plates down here. So anyway, that is how the kitchen turned out. I'm very, very happy with it. I feel like it makes so much more sense. Everything's in a more convenient place, and I just feel a lot better about it. So I'm very happy with it.